And I believe we are live. Welcome back to Aussies taking over the NBA. It is a Thursday night. It's the 23rd of July. Got an episode coming to you today about Big Ball's Baynesy. He has
man.
caught the COVID, man. Just
He,
updated the little background there. You'll see that come online. But yeah, we've got to talk about today. We've got Aaron Baynes, obviously, has come down with COVID. He will talk about his COVID nightmare. Ryan Broekhoffs, who was just saying last week, you know, he's back, he's in, sweet, and then he's out again. Ryan broke off. His wife's come down with COVID, and we'll also talk about Ben Simmons, his move to power forward. Andy will give you some updates on all of that. But as always, you can like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, anything else there, SoundCloud. Find us on iTunes and Android and anywhere you can get your podcast RSS feeds. First things first, tell us about Baynesy.
Yeah, Big Balls, Baynesy, Blast, and COVID. It's pretty terrible, man. The guy got COVID, I think, 6 weeks ago, and self-isolated from his family, and wasn't quite sure if he gave it to his family.
Did you know he got it?
No,
I didn't hear a thing.
It came out in the media yesterday. I think I texted you. There was a thing because he's still stuck in isolation. His family's all recovered from it. They got a mild dose of it. He was in bed for a week, but apparently he's still testing serum positive because he's still got high antibodies. So obviously the virus is still bubbling under the surface. But yeah, man, it's a bit of a worry that literally a living Viking just gets mauled by the COVID.
Yeah, it's huge, really, because he was kind of having a really breakout sort of back end of that period, like just after the new year. I think he had that. Did he have like a 38-point game or something, like a crazy game? I ended up watching that a couple of weeks ago. We're just lighting it up from three, got like just playing this just jankiest pick and pop, and they were leaving him wide open. He was knocking him down, and I was like, such just Baynesy being Baynesy, man, so good.
Yeah, the breakout season at 35 after what, 7 years in the league?
I think, look, that playoffs was kind of a real breakout moment for him a couple of years ago for Boston. It showed that he could shoot the three ball, and it wasn't just a big man who was, a guy who played down low. Because down low, he's never really been stellar. Like, he's never been great. But adding that three ball made him a stretch five and actually opened up his game. And, Phoenix have taken some pretty good advantage of it this season. That game, was like, it's great. If you can find it on YouTube, go back and watch it. Watch the highlights of it, because they're just playing that pick and pop, and he was just lighting it up from three. And I think that's the perfect way to use him in the new wave NBA that they had that we've been playing or seeing rather this year. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame.
It is a shame. I mean, I don't think Phoenix are going to make it postseason, but yeah, I think it is a shame that we won't see him down in the bubble, because I think he's got to do 14 days quarantine as well, and that pretty much takes him to the end of the games. So he might get one game. I don't even think he's going to get that. I'm pretty sure they're getting through this season fairly quickly. I think it's a game every 3 days. I think they've got 7 regular season games before they go to playoffs, and then they seed and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be an interesting run through to the finals for Phoenix. But yeah, maybe they call up Jonah Bolden. Who knows, man? Jonah Bolden's kind of just gone dead silent, except if you're on his Instagram, and then he's praising Jesus and
just doing the same stuff he was doing when he was
pretty
in
much
Philly.
Praising Jesus, sitting by a pool, and yeah, a little bit, probably needs to get back into some basketball and not sit by a pool. But hey, it is what it is. Can't really do much if it is over there. There's not really many opportunities. Europe's really not knocking on anyone's door at the moment, and probably doesn't want to come back to Australia. But we could probably also tag onto the back of this all the G League talent that has signed up in the local league. So we're not going to have any G Leaguers anymore, because who the hell knows when G League's even coming back?
Yeah, what's happening with G League? Do we know 100%? Doesn't look like it's going to go ahead, does it?
December touted, but who knows, man? This bubble thing is crazy, and I don't think they can do this bubble thing for an 82 game season or even a 60 game season. Kind of works in the short version that it is.
Yeah. Do you think it can work for an 82 game season? You know,
No,
it's
I
pretty
don't
full
think
on.
I don't think you can be away from your family for 7 months playing games in front of no fans for the sake of it. I think
Mm.
that and a lot of players had to leave the bubble. Zion had to leave the bubble. Patrick Beverley had to leave. Montrezl Harrell had to leave the bubble. There's just it's kind of like, oh, a family member gets COVID, now I got to go, kind of thing. And then they've got to do their 14-day quarantine when they come back. It's kind of a pointless exercise. I mean, really, all the whole hopes of the NBA are pinned on a vaccine in the next 6 months, because if that doesn't happen, I do not see the NBA starting up before next June after this bubble experience, because I think that they've tested all players 3 days ago and everyone came back negative, including all staff. So
Mm.
the bubble works, but how much further forward outside the bubble can they go? Probably not far. And as a 30-team competition, playing 82 games, I just don't think it works.
It's how much money are they set to lose? You know what I mean? Like we'd said, I think was it on Aussies or was it on Kings that like, what's the point of playing in front of no fans? Like it makes no difference. At the same time, like it's a different circumstance to organically there being no fans. Like guys, you
Mm.
got to come to the games and support the team. Like it's a different experience where shit, like people are at home. We have to spread get this product out. Like so, maybe they feel obligated to get the product out, which is a different scenario. But I don't know how you play that. Like maybe a 48 or a 55 game season. Will we see the league like maybe get better? Do you reckon like the quality of the league because there's less games?
Yeah, I don't even know. I suppose you might see the quality of the league get better. It's kind of weird because they've had 3 months off basketball realistically,
Mm.
and of 6 weeks of that they're kind of sat on their ass. You'd think a lot of the injuries, all those niggly injuries, have gone away
Mm.
because they've done nothing. Like I know for myself, when we sat around and did nothing for 6 weeks, all my niggles went away, and
Yeah.
now that I'm back training, I can lift more than what I did pre-COVID.
Mm.
Maybe that's the same for them because all their niggles have gone away. They're training harder. I mean, you can't help get some injuries, and I know there's some people that have been ruled out for the rest of the season. But you'd think that maybe we will see a better athletic product. But again, it's a skill game as well, as much as anything, and how well they gel together in the short time they've trained in these 7 or 8 game pre-playoffs. It's going to be interesting.
Because I like when I watch the NBA, like the pulse of the players feels a lot more like or a lot less chippy now. You know what I mean? Like the pulse of the players feels, we're all in this, league. We all know each other. We all play hard, but at the same time, we respect each other. Like there's no animosity there. So I'm just like, when you watch
I don't know, man.
preseason, huh?
Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo pretty much hate each
That
other.
that was pretty sweet. So yeah, that's a good example of like one or two like spikes of rivalry, and that how quickly was that nixed? Like two guys just came in and was like,
Yeah.
just tear them apart. But all in all, I think overall across the league, the camaraderie makes like a meaningless game like preseason and summer league and stuff like that. It kind of makes the game a little bit more sterile, and I feel like a little bit more boring. Like there's no intensity to it. Like everyone's playing in a skill sense, like almost all starry maybe.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're going to see that on the resumption. Like I feel like LeBron's just going to come back and just be a Terminator still, and just be like everyone take it seriously. And then I guess maybe the league itself will take his lead and go, oh, everyone's taking it seriously. So it's going to be interesting to see
Look,
kind of the
I
level.
think a few teams are there to win. I think a few teams are there just because they get a paycheck.
Mm. Well, it's like
Um,
obligation. Like, oh, we're
it
being
is.
paid. The league's making us do it. I'm sure there's some players that are just like, I hoop, man. That's what I do.
Mm.
And they just, I go and hoop because that's what I do. Like, think about how many players are kind of on the cusp of the team. They just kind of live in their hotel room type scenario. Like some of those guys are just like, man, I want to just hoop. Like let me at them. I'm just gonna go out there and play, show my worth. But it's understandable that some of the veterans and some of the older guys and some of those guys who pulled out, they did pull out. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got to get up the best quote of the day, which was a Stephen Adams quote. Gotta love Stephen Adams.
Yeah, boxing out cows or something. Was that the one?
That was there. What have you been doing? Boxing out cows.
Oh, he's got a new one. He's on a roll, man. I was watching a compilation of him the other day, and I was just like, damn, if he was Aussie, that would be sick.
He's just so funny, man. Here, let me go. Stephen Adams quotes. Oh, what was it the other day? It was something like, bubble. So yeah, let's talk about Ryan Broekhoff and
just the heights we hit last week. Just being like, yes, thank you, and Philly too. This is fantastic to just like, and it's over. Thanks for coming, Ryan. We'll see you next year. Like, damn it, so gutted.
I wonder
if you couldn't find it. The quote.
Oh yeah, it's when he asked on NBA's Disney bubble, "This is not Syria. We're living in a bloody resort."
It's pretty good. It's classic Stephen Adams too. But it's true. Like, come on. Like, they're living. It's Disneyland, you know.
I know.
And then like you've been to the US. Like, the US society is like so. Like, when they want to be super segmented, like they're really good at doing like that segmentation piece. And especially when you go to like, have you been to Disney World?
Florida? No, I haven't.
No, I have, and it's like it's so just regimented, man. Like.
Yeah,
you know, like everyone knows their place. Everyone, I'm talking about the people who run it. I'm not talking about the people that go there, but like all the people that run it, they're all like happy to be there. This is my life. This is my job. I'm all about making people feel good. But then the virus, so it's like, oh, all of that's out the window. Like, you can't be near people. You can't be nice to people. You just shuffle off and do your thing. Like, oof.
Orlando, Florida is the hardest
hotspot too.
COVID hit. I think it would be 4th in the world or something, or 5th in the world in terms of numbers of virus.
Yeah, DJ's training there. So shout out to our NBL podcast, DJ Vasiljevic, who signed for Sydney.
He's in Miami,
basically in Miami still, and he's got to train there until the end of September. Basically, gloves, mask, make sure he doesn't get it because he's got to come back to Australia. Like, essentially, he's got to prove that he can come back. And then he's got to hope the government lets him in, basically. We're like, damn, man, that's just woo.
It's hard to get a repatriation flight back, but he'll have to stick it out in quarantine for 14 days. It's kind of weird doing all that training, and then you're like 14 days of I'm going to be stuck in a hotel room and hope I don't get COVID from these security guards.
The security guards.
Oh man,
that's all right. He's not a hot backpacker, so it's all good.
Just
so yeah, Ryan Broekhoff basically just from the heights of yes, he's back to just no, damn it. His wife has tested positive for COVID,
and they just had a baby as well, like really recently.
I know, man. Like, I think he'd be 3 or 4 months off. 3 or 4 months old, rather. 3 or 4 months off. Test positive for COVID, but basically he doesn't have it. His wife has it, so he essentially can't go. I can't go.
Yes.
Your wife's sick, so
yeah, man. It's a tough place to be in the world right now in America, especially if you're kind of like a stranded Aussie. Just no family, nowhere to go. Mind you, same as being in Victoria.
Yeah, pretty much. But just oh man, so gutted. He would have been so good in that Philly system too. To come in extra little like sneaky on a slide ball handler. Take shots in the corner. Tobias Harris drive and kick all game. Gutted. 29. Damn. Right in the prime of his career.
I'd definitely say we'll see him next year. If he's getting picked up by a team like Philly on the back, I'd say we're going to see him in some sort of capacity next season. If there is a next season, whatever that looks like, who knows? Yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive.
Just like when the bubonic plague hit, also.
What killed 70% of Europe.
So yeah, just
lovely.
So sad, man. What does that feel to you, being a Philly fan? How do you feel about the situation?
Look, I don't know what kind of playoffs game time he would have got. With probably a good lead into Ben Simmons moving to power forward exclusively, which is interesting. So Al Horford will run the second backup unit in the 5 position. It's interesting to know that apparently Al Horford has never played power forward in his career outside of Philly. Like, you sign a dude for 112 million in a position he's never actually played. It's like,
Well, it's
what?
hard, like with Joel Embiid, you don't know when he's going to be healthy or like what kind of level he's going to
Yeah,
be at. Can he play every game? And essentially, like, it hasn't been the Boston Horford really for Philly yet. We haven't
no.
really seen that.
But mind you, we've seen glimpses of it at center when Embiid's been off, but he makes the unit much faster when Simmons is controlling the floor. But they're giving the point guard reins to Shake Milton, late second round pick, second year. Had some pretty standout games against the Clippers. Looks good, man. So if Simmons can somehow stretch the floor and let Embiid do the down low work and just get out in transition, it's going to be interesting. We say this and then he doesn't do that. He just plays point, old point forward. But
So
not
is he
being
still
the
going to start?
yeah, power forward. It's just I don't understand if he's not the primary ball handler. What is he going to do? Is he going to play off ball, play dunker spot position, let Embiid kind of work out a little bit? I have no idea. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of happens. I imagine that he's kind of a workhorse, so he'll be playing powerful point guard at some point when Milton comes off the floor. But it'll be interesting to see how they gel that together and then how they create a second unit out with Horford. Because Shake Milton was kind of in that second unit. So now that he's being promoted to point guard, what is that second unit? How does it work? And how is it going to, fend off the likes of the Bucks? Because the Bucks are full strength, except Eric Bledsoe.
What's Eric Bledsoe? He's out.
Yeah, he's got the Rona.
Oh, that makes him that makes him even better because he's the one that struggles in the playoffs for the Bucks. Like, sucks for him, obviously. Just having a bit of a joke, but that'd be a very interesting wrinkle because he kind of dies in the playoffs. If the Bucks don't have to play him, then it's going to make their team better. Just looking at this Philly roster, looking at the amount of ball handlers they have, Neto, third string, Glenn Robertson, is he getting much game time? Not really.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, he is. Burks can also, now they have a lot of guys who can handle the ball. And sneaky, I feel like I was saying, about 6 months ago, sneaky, I kind of want to see Ben Simmons in an off-ball, sneaky outside ball handler type role where instead of dominating on the ball, he kind of hovers off the ball, comes around a curl, cuts, the space is made for him to get the ball and make a move rather than be holding the ball and having to create. I feel like I was saying that 6 months ago, but I'm going to claim it, and then I'm going to go back through the footage and see if I actually was saying that. But I'm interested. I feel like we've said it. Probably at the start of this season, we said it about Simmons. It's like we need to see something new. We need to see something now. A shot, a 3-point shot, a jumper of some sort, something. Has he been working on that jumper? Have you seen footage of him working on that jump shot?
Yeah, I mean, he was doing some fandangle dancing 3-point turnaround shots, Harden style, off one leg and hitting them. I don't know. He can hit them. He's hit them in the game. When he's tried, he's hit them. I don't know what it is. This is weird because you got to really talk about the legacy of these guys. What is the legacy going to be if this just all breaks apart? Their whole careers could be on hiatus for 3 years, and what could have been one of the all-time greats is just kind of, you were part of that 3-year Rona break where you couldn't really play. That there wasn't the games. It's kind of ruined LeBron's legacy or ruined his opportunity to go for Kareem's points. I don't know how many years LeBron's got left in him, but this was kind of the opportunity to get one more. And I don't.
Yeah, as a contender, I think probably 1 or 2, maybe even 3. But I feel like, man, he's can just keep going. He's got such a high IQ, basketball IQ. He'll just plug into anything and be a piece probably into his 40s. And he takes care of his body. He's never really had major injuries that kind of can debilitate his game to a level where he has to take a step out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like we've had players where like they were getting to the end of the career and it's just like you can't do these basic things anymore. Like that's it. Like you cannot do
Dirk,
this. Whereas,
Dirk
oh
Nowitzki
man,
run.
how much in my head I'm just going far out, man. Dirk, like just the image of him running up court like a raptor, man. Oh, that was brutal. And whereas LeBron actually is still quite explosive. Look, this season, like watching him, I've watched him and sort of gone, damn, he looks slow from like where he was a couple of years ago, even sort of back in, 2014, 15 in that Warriors dynasty. Even now, he kind of looks a lot slower. But at the same time, like you put guys around him that, like the team they have, like Davis and LeBron, and then, guys coming off the bench, Kuz. It's just such a good team. Even JaVale McGee looks fucking good in that team, man.
Yeah,
And
Dwight
then
Howard.
Vogel, I think Vogel underratedly, you kind of looked at him coming into that team and went, yeah, clearly he's just a yes man. He's not going to do any coaching. But at the same time, like he's in the background made these sort of molds for them to run the team in a way that's worked.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, damn, like, all right, that's pretty good coaching to just be a guy that's, yeah, right, these guys are doing it, but like I'll get in and pick my spots here and there. It's weird. Like whereas Ty Lue for the Cavs was kind of like, yeah, just LeBron does whatever, and then I take the plaudits basically for it. And yeah, look, like he did a little bit more, but at the same time, like I feel like underratedly, Vogel's kind of fit into that perfectly.
Probably, and you just look at the Cleveland vacuum. If Ty Lue did more, there wouldn't have been such a vacuum of just trash. Like Cleveland are bad.
But I'll counter that. Steve Kerr and the Warriors.
Yeah, but the problem with Steve Kerr and the Warriors is that they were so cap hamstrung, whereas Cleveland wasn't.
They were pretty cap hamstrung.
When
But
LeBron
at the
left,
same time, I feel like the Cavs had they signed Kevin Love. That pretty much just blew their fucking roster
well,
apart.
yeah, again,
The Cavs didn't have a structure. Like LeBron sucked all that structure out, whereas the Warriors had the structure, and they were just like, all right, two of the best backcourt guys in the NBA got taken out. Hey, Pascal, like, try and be this. And he was like, I'm trying, boss. Like, it's just not coming off. And, their system doesn't work unless you put two of the best backcourt guys and a fit firing sort of Draymond Green and a center that, can actually do things.
and Kevin Durant, and
yeah, Kevin Durant. Damn, I've been watching some of the videos of Durant and just like,
damn. Yeah,
just being able to rise up over anyone, like off balance, off foot.
It's Nowitzki. It's the 7-foot guy who can just score in the mid range and shoot over any player in the league. And it's just Kevin Durant's the new Dirk, pretty much, except probably a more skillful ball handler and slightly better defender.
Underratedly good defense and underrated coaching in that Kerr was just like, all right, Draymond can just, be the choker, and then Durant just hunt blocks, man.
Yeah.
And he was it was like, how can we put this guy in a position to affect on the defensive end, but at the same time not have to do like heaps of work and expose the fact that he's not a great defender?
Yeah.
Fucking perfect. But anyway, enough Warriors talk. More Ben Simmons talk. I think we need to see a jumper. We need to see. I just want to see something different, man. Like I just want to see. Oh wow! Like let's watch him grow like this. Because I feel like he just kind of was in where's the jumper, man? Where's the jumper? When's it coming? What's going on? And like, I want to see like him go somewhere now.
Yeah, you want to see the takeoff. You want to see the team meld into something, because they have shown brilliance and glimpses of just stupid good. But then they've also just been terrible at the same time. When they're at home, and they're a home team. Like that's the same with the Lakers, really. They're a home team. It's going to be interesting to see where the Bucks and the Raptors are pretty good teams, home and away. See what this Disneyland bubble has to offer. But we should talk about a few games today. There was no Aussies in action, and it was a Brooklyn Nets that were really just trash-tastic. They got absolutely spanked. Bol?
Yeah.
Wow. That dude is Kevin Durant 2.0.
Yeah? He looked good, did he?
Man, ran the floor.
So rangy, but man.
Shot the three. I think he had 6 blocks.
Damn, he's kind of
It's
like
just
Mo
he's.
Bamba, eh?
I think he's a better player than Mo Bamba in the sense that a little bit better down the center in transition. Mo Bamba kind of just looks a little bit goofy when he's out in transition. More of that kind of stop center, that pivot point. Whereas Bowl looks like he can come off the weak side and block it, score a good block, and then move the ball in transition. Djokovic played point.
Djokovic? Novak?
He played.
Novak was out there?
Joker.
The joke. Nikola Jokic.
Jokic.
Still, what is he? Is he shredded now? What is he still looking doughy or what?
No, man, he's definitely stopped the Maccas.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Pelicans walloped the Nets. The Heat beat the Kings, but again, these are just friendlies. They don't really mean much. But it's good to see a bit of basketball being played again. We have Aussies in action tomorrow. Patty Mills is playing the Bucks, and that's it.
It's like Jokic a point guard. That just like I feel like some of these teams are going to take the piss and just have a bit of fun, eh?
Well, I mean, the Nuggets are kind of in with a chance to win it. I wouldn't say that they would. Maybe in these friendlies take the piss, but Jingling Joe's obviously playing tomorrow as well. They're playing the Suns at 10. No Baynesy, as we said before.
These games on ESPN?
No, they're not. First game ESPN is.
Oh, these are just the scrimmages, eh?
Yeah, these scrimmages. 8:30 Friday the morning, the 31st. Jazz play the Pelicans.
Sweet.
And the first Philly game is Spurs play the Kings Saturday. That's on SBS. That's a good one. Saturday the 1st.
Sweet. And these are the legit games, eh?
These are legit games. And Sunday 9 a.m. Philly play the Pacers on SBS.
Beautiful.
Yeah, buddy.
This is good. Actually, I'm getting that like it's back. Because it was so like we'll talk about just, COVID again. It was just so like the world's going to shit, man. Like, I'm not connected to this anymore. Like, how can I be connected to this while the world's going to shit? Now I'm kind of a bit like, yeah, it's back. Like, I'm getting that. Yes, excellent. Which is good, man, because I kind of missed that feeling. Like, I've been watching, I've been watching NRL, and it's like, really, like, ugh.
Do we have to?
Yeah, but Para's been playing good, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's good. So the first, it's a 2-week regular season, followed by some finals. So 31st to the 14th is when we'll see games, and then followed by the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of coverage. We'll cut this one off now. We'll come back. What do you reckon after the weekend?
Yeah, we'll come back after the weekend. We'll be here pretty regularly every few days, obviously with the updates on the NBA as it is back in full swing.
Yep.
Hopefully there's no COVID, and we will.
Oh, it's just like as soon as you said that, I was just like, oh yeah, fuck, like one little thing, you just it's all over. Fuck.
One positive test inside the bubble. All the bubble's clean, so let's hope the bubble stays clean.
Crazy, man. It's so Blade Runner. Fuck.
They must just have all the staff living there as well, and just no one's allowed to go outside.
Nah. But someone's going to go outside, man. They already had people that have gone outside, and it's like, oh man, sorry about that. Like, fuck.
Yeah, Rashawn Holmes went to meet like an Uber driver for food, and he had to do another 14 days in his hotel room.
Oh, brutal, man. Brutal.
It is.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. We'll be back probably Monday or Tuesday next week, I would think, to cover the weekend of games. The NBA looks like it's back, and it's here to stay. Hopefully, we will see you guys on the next episode. As always, you can find us on Facebook, on SoundCloud, on YouTube, on iTunes, Podcast Addict, and all your favorite podcast networks. Anything further to add to that?
Well, not anything. We will see you next time.
All right, take it easy, everyone.
See ya.